They never found Zuri's body. Only her clothes lay on the river bank, folded neatly on the grass, as if she had undressed herself with care. The villagers searched the water with sticks, with nets, even with charms the elders cast into the current, but the river gave nothing back. Zuri had gone to the river that afternoon to wash clothes. She was a young woman, graceful and strong, known for her laughter that carried across the compound, but her family was poor. They struggled to eat each day, and Zuri often watched her younger siblings go to bed hungry. Many nights she sat outside, staring at the stars, wishing for a way out of the hard life she knew. It was said that as she walked at the river, beating the clothes against smooth stones, Zuri began to speak softly. Her words were not meant for anyone nearby, they were meant for the river itself. She asked for help, for kindness, for a chance to lift her family out of suffering. Some said she even sang a low and haunting melody that floated over the water. That was when the stories began. Some swore Zuri saw a woman rising from the water, her skin glowing like moonlight, her hair black and endless, her eyes deep as the river itself. Others whispered that Zuri never saw a figure at all, but only heard a voice soft, calm, and heavy, like waves breaking on stone. The mermaid, they said, offered her a covenant. Zuri would marry her son beneath the waters, and in return, her family would never know hunger again. It was not a bargain shouted aloud, it was a choice made in silence. The other women who had come to wash their clothes finished quickly and left, but Zuri stayed longer. She folded her wrappers neatly on the grass, as if she were preparing for a journey, then she stepped into the river. Step after step, the water climbed higher up to her waist, her shoulders, her chin. She did not stop. She did not turn back. She let the river swallow her whole, and she never came out again. Her family wept bitterly. Her mother tore her hair. Her father sat in silence, staring at the folded clothes as if they were all that remained of his daughter. But there was no body to bury, no grave to visit. Only the memory of the girl who had gone into the river. The villagers began to whisper. Some said Zuri had been taken by the mermaid against her will. Others believed she had gone willingly, offering herself as a bride to the spirit's son. Mothers began to warn their daughters not to linger by the river's edge, for the mermaid, they said, still searched for brides. Weeks passed, and then strange things began to happen. Goats appeared in her father's pen, healthy and fat, though no one had bought or traded for them. Yams pushed out of the earth, larger than any the village had ever seen. Palm wine sellers came to her family's compound and left gifts without asking for payment. Traders on the road gave them fine cloth and salt, smiling as though under a spell. The family, once poor and struggling, now lived in comfort. Hunger no longer visited their home. Children no longer cried through the night. The villagers grew certain of what had happened. Zuri had kept her side of the covenant. She had gone to be the wife of the mermaid's son, deep in the kingdom beneath the river. And in return, her family had been lifted out of poverty. They began to call her the Mermaid's Bride. Some spoke her name with fear, others with respect. But all agreed that her choice had brought blessings, though it cost her freedom, her breath, and her life on the land. Her mother, though she missed her dearly, sometimes smiled through her tears when she saw the abundance around them. Her father, who had once carried heavy shame, now stood tall among men. Her brothers and sisters grew strong, clothed well, and never went hungry again. And so, though Zuri never returned, the riches she sought for her family had come. They were happy again, and her story lived on by the river, whispered whenever the water rippled strangely, or when a young woman lingered too long by the banks. For the people remembered, the river never forgets its bride.